Thank you, Saudara Thomas and fellow panelists, and ladies and gentlemen. So this afternoon we discuss about can Singapore do Malaysia. This is a very interesting topic. So Singapore is a island state, a very developed country, and a very efficient, modern and developed, multiracial country. On the north of Singapore, Malaysia, south of Singapore, Indonesia. Both countries, Malaysia and Indonesia, there is a political development. Downfall of Suharto, 1998, with the Reformasi, and collapse, dismantle of military regime, and begins with Habibie. Habibie also from Golkar parties, the first president after Suharto, and then now Jokowi. So we see a lot of change from military, autocratic, dictatorial, under 30 years with the Order Baru. This is Suharto. And now we can see democratic space in Indonesia. And it also, we see that economic development grows, and how the people, the government try very hard to fight the corruption. And Malaysia recently, about 100 days ago, on the 9th May, Malaysian people managed to dismantle this 61 years old, among the oldest, the Barisan Nasional, before alliance since independent, to be a ruling party. But on the May 9th, people of Malaysia managed peacefully make a change, brought down this government and installed a new government. We call it the Pakatan Harapan, hope. See? The important thing is a transition smooth. We try to bring back the rule of law, whatever it is, and need institutional reforms. So the question now, PAP now replace BN, UMNO and BN. I think PAP, since 1965, since Singapore independence, 53 years already. So maybe the oldest, the ruling party still hold power in this Singapore country. Whether the Singaporean can do Malaysia. Actually, no country can dictate the sovereign, another country, a sovereign state. This change of governments, they depend on the people of the country themselves. But I believe whatever happened in Malaysia and Singapore, small or big, there is an effect, there is an influence. Because everybody, especially in Singapore, it is a modern country with young people, educated people. They need a space, expression, freedom. So this fighting for democratic space, justice, everywhere, including Singapore. And Singaporean every day can see what happened in their neighbors in Malaysia. They can see how Johor state government can collapse. It's still a new state government of Johor. Not only Putrajaya, the federal. But the challenge is to the Singaporean, the political parties, the opposition parties in Singapore, whether they can provide alternative to the PAP. So in Malaysia,
this is a special branch. You invited them. It's okay, it's okay. It's okay.
In Malaysia, during the general election 14, this opposition party managed to unite under common logo, common symbol, common manifesto, common leadership, national leadership. This helps to persuade people this time. But the change not begin only this year. The change beginning started from 2008, 10 years ago. And then increased the support for the opposition 2013. And finally, after attempt 3 times, at last managed to topple the Barisan Nasional. I mean, it's not easy in using this ballot election to topple the ruling parties. But it can happen if the opposition party can provide alternative. That you can see in Indonesia, after Suharto, the first president is Habibie. Habibie also from Golkar. I mean, Indonesian people believe that this a democratic process will begin with Habibie and then Megawati, Gus Dur, and Susilo, and finally now Jokowi. And you can see also in Philippines, Marcos only can be defeated when forces from internal of the Marcos party, Marcos ruling party, people like General Enrile, the defense minister, and General Ramos. I mean, there is a defection from the ruling party at that time, from the regime. The defects and joined the people's power, led by the Corazon Aquino. And Malaysia, you can see, opposition party try 2008, 2013, but people, especially the majority of the people in this country, the Malay, still not believe that a new opposition party can govern this country. They need the familiar faces, familiar. This come the Mahathir. Mahathir and all these UMNO people who against 1MDB, who against Najib, and form new party. They call it Parti Pribumi Bersatu, with the people like Mohidin. And this new party from UMNO, who fight Najib, and then they together with the Parti Keadilan Justice Party, DAP, and also from Parti Amanah, these 4 parties unite under the common leadership manage. So I think in Singapore, the question is also whether there is movement from PAP. If there is a crack within the PAP, maybe can provide leadership. So, is there any indication? But I believe after the ruling party governed more than 50 years, there is a baggage, problem, corruption, misuse, misuse of power. So this is the challenge for the Singaporean and the opposition, also civil societies. In Malaysia, for example, civil society also play important role. Advocates about change, advocate for the democratic space. We need democratic space, more human development. So this articulated advocacy, explaining to the people, this is very important. But we, as from Malaysia, can hope something. But finally, the people, Singaporean people, have to make decision to bring the change. Now, because there's a modern technology with the IT, Facebook, WhatsApp, all these instrument can help. So maybe I'm very positive. We need all this region in ASEAN. So changes will happen in Singapore, and the struggle for justice, struggle for democracy, for Malaysia, we only begins. But we don't know whether this new government can deliver, can perform. I mean, the struggle must be continued, permanent struggle for the people. Thank you.